We be live here. Good afternoon. Welcome to From Under the Seed Desk. It must be Wednesday here in Vancouver. We're live on Pot TV. Glad you could join us today. My name's Marijuana Man, and I'm fairly stoned.
Me too.
Joined on the couch to help me get more stoned is Al the Alchemist.
I changed my name.
You've changed your name to Al the Alchemist. Al the Alchemist. The Alchemist Al.
No.
Well.
We got a video crash here. Just the cams, though. I'm not even going to tell anybody what I changed my name to.
Cam down.
Cam back.
Cam back.
Well, now that we have the cam back and you can see that in between is Kush Queen.
Kush Queen.
Hola, hola.
Who apparently has not changed a damn thing.
So what do you guys think of the new name?
Okay? No.
I haven't even moved.
No.
Well,
I've just sat here the
all
whole
the
time.
people at home, I'm wondering what they think of the new name.
Well, they'll have to just write in their vote.
Yeah.
Al's changed his
I
name.
to sneeze.
Do it.
Bless you.
It's like that tingly feeling. Oh, it's just driving me nuts.
So yeah, welcome to the show. It's Wednesday here in Vancouver. We're high atop Marc Emery's Cannabis Culture headquarters, and we're joined by a few other friends in the house today. One of them in particular is Jeremiah, over to our
That's true.
left.
Hi, Pod TV.
How you doing, Jeremiah?
Hi, guys.
And a whole
What's
bunch
happening?
of people in the chat.
Marijuana.
Yes,
Everybody's
chatters.
saying
Look at
hi to
chat cam
everybody,
up, too.
every which way they can. There's David Malmo Levine's in the house, Anne's in the house, Juan's over there with his friend.
Hey, Marijuana Man, you want to hear a clean joke?
David Malmo Levine claims to have a joke.
I got a clean joke for you.
White horse
It's
fell in
not
the
the
bathtub?
surprising part about it is that it's not a clean joke. Is that it's a joke.
All right, here it is. Here goes. Why is it always a really bad idea to try and eat a clock?
Well, I don't know. Given enough time, I could figure that out. But I don't have time. What is it?
It's really time-consuming.
Very clever.
There you go.
Very clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking
Enjoy that one.
Speaking of clever, and while we have you on a
It's the
microphone,
best joke I've heard in the last 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
David has brought a fine piece of antiquity and art
For show and tell.
for show and tell today,
Check
so we might
this
as well get right to it.
Stuff out, kids.
'Cause
It
you know.
is the London Free Press, the first 3 pages of it, or the 2 pages of it, from May 18th, 1972, announcing the release of the final report of the Leedane Commission. And the headline is, Leedane would end possession penalty, legalizing marijuana, lesser evil, unquote. And it has in the corner also a little report on how John Lennon is fighting his marijuana deportation at the same time.
And that the blind will lead the blind.
The blind will lead the blind is also a news item on the front page, but then they devote this whole second page here.
Now, the whole page, and it's quite interesting there, virtually the whole page is dedicated to marijuana and questions around that, except for that one where it says, the blind will lead the blind.
Yeah, there's also this thing up here about Quebec Public Services talk slated.
Yeah,
but
nobody read that.
Nobody read that. But the whole second page is opinion split on Leedane proposals, lack of data hampers drug-drink comparison, graph citing the total cannabis convictions from 1970 and 71. There's an increase. Possession convictions increased. Trafficking stayed about the same. Forced treatment possible in provinces. Ugh. Organized crime found mostly in hashish trade. Cannabis use zooms, but many only try it.
So what year was that?
This was 1972, just after the release of the second Leedane Commission, the final report on the Leedane Commission.
Those are really good
year.
loyal dogs.
I remember
too.
that year.
Yeah.
The Great Ledanes?
Well,
Oh,
Great
Leedane.
fucking dog,
they were
man.
nice, yes.
Yeah, Doberman-LePincher report came out the year before.
Fake. Ow.
I'm going to put this up in Jody and Marc's office for safekeeping, but I think they're going to hang it somewhere around here so people can read
Oh,
what
that would be
the
nice to see.
debate was 45 years ago on legalization.
You might have a copy that could hit,
Turned into an article.
or you could sell it.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to sell it, but I might write an
Give it away.
article for Cannabis Culture and incorporate all the wisdom of the ages and what we've learned since then.
That's really cool, although as you read the headlines and went around the page there, it's not much different than what I read in the fucking newspaper today.
Sell pot like alcohol, woman
Yeah.
says. Other commissioners disagree.
Yeah.
That was Mary Ann Bertrand, the most radical woman on the report. She's down here, if you saw her. Yeah, anyway, and then she was like advocating the legalization of sales. And the rest of the commissioners, except for one, just advocated simple possession be legalized.
Yeah, and only one of them said, let's just give it away.
And the other one was like, no, we've got to stamp down hard. He wrote a minority report. Sorry?
So, yeah,
She is the anti-Pam.
that's pretty
he wrote
cool.
the Minority Report?
Pardon?
He wrote the Minority Report?
That is a
fucking movie.
with Tom Cruise in it, but also it refers to any dissent
Awesome.
in any report.
I didn't realize.
Any dissent.
So yeah, I'm going to give this back to Jody and
That's
Marc,
very
who gave it to me to have framed and scanned.
Well, very dissent of you.
But yes, we'll be hanging up somewhere at the BC Marijuana Party. So if you're interested in reading the entire thing, it is going to be on site from now on.
Very cool. David shows up with the best stuff for show and tell.
I always bring
Just
best
the absolute
show and tell stuff.
best.
He actually creates show and tell.
A master archivist.
Yes.
That's right.
Have a great day, Puff Tough. Keep your heads held high.
Enoch would have been proud.
Ciao.
Enoch would have been very proud of you, David.
I'm out.
So, yeah, we got a lot of people in the chat along with us. And if you're out there watching and you want to get into the chat, at your fucking peril. But we got Darth Bongs in the house, Green Supreme's there.
Professor Ziggy.
28 dabs later, and Doob puffed down with Green Supreme earlier today. I'm still
Gotta ask
reeling.
Professor Ziggy again.
Professor Ziggy,
Can we try some Romulan?
the Romulan question comes up again.
And if you're coming to let us try some Romulan, could I just have the cut?
Now,
Said sure.
Really? I doubt it.
we have
That
another.
would be really
well, I
awesome.
think he said sure to the trying the Romulan.
Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, we got another friend in the house. What's your name, brother? Huh? J-Man?
No, J-Mac. J-M-A-C.
J-Mac. Cool. Well, J-Mac's here with us today.
We're
and,
gonna give J-Mac a rip of some
we're going to get him fucking
beautiful medicine
figured out.
because it really works for him.
It does.
We tried some out earlier, and this is some clear. No, clear is a new. Oh, we got a bud cam right here. Can you see that? Yeah. Okay,
Yeah,
so
J-Mac was in the house a couple weeks ago, jam night, did some drumming and
Drumming
little
and singing?
freestyling.
I do not bring my stuff down. I'm sorry,
But,
you can record me and
He asked if he could join us today and share with everybody just a testimony of how marijuana really helps his condition.
all right.
oh,
And we're all for that.
I love
All
the
for
sun.
it.
I love the sun, and women, I love the sun.
Yeah, J-Mac.
All right, ready, brother?
Me too. So yeah, there's just hundreds and maybe thousands of people I've certainly met over my 20 years around here that are just like J-Mac, where they fucking know and swear they know in their body and in their brain that this is good for them just the way it is. Just leaf matter is working for them. And so when they say, oh, there's only anecdotal evidence, but here's fucking anecdotal evidence right here. We
So-
watched J-Mac fucking have a lot less tremors and straighten up. You could,
Oh, yeah,
you
man,
could
it's
see
like-
his face relax.
Literally, we went over there, did a dab, and walked back, and it was, you know, you could see the change happen.
So yeah, and I don't know. Al and I were talking earlier
Yeah,
today.
brother. What's that?
You and I were talking earlier today about how
The evolution.
the evolution within the
fast it's
cannabis
happening.
community is ripping this thing apart and coming up with all sorts of possibilities for us that don't include a pharmaceutical industry to do it.
No, this is.
They're not turning it into a pill.
This
They're
is
just
what's going on. It's like, you know, it's kind of a new world renaissance. As the medical community and the scientific community has been dropping the ball in studying this stuff and making advancements, people in the underground industry have been studying and making massive leaps and bounds, far surpassing what they're doing in the scientific community. Much the same as the old world alchemists. And, you know, products like this, you know, this is from Roji concentrates. Now this stuff it's a you know, cannabis distillate, but it's taken a little bit further. So rather than just distilling down to THC, there's been a further refinement, and this is a mix of CBN and THC.
May I tell them about the reason why I like CBN over THC?
Now CBN is it's THC decarboxylated, and it changes. The effects are way more chilled out, way more relaxed. What do you got to say about CBN?
Wait, me
That's about as far as it goes.
Alright, cool. Hey guys, J-Mac here, that's JMAC. Yeah. I personally, I find that the CBN over THC quality in my life means I can focus on talking to you guys and be clear enough and be clear enough to understand. Well, I hope to be understood, because I suffer from what they call cerebral palsy. It means I have limited range of motion, not cognitively. My mental state is fucking amazing. I just can't walk that far. But when I smoke the CBN, the the Alchemist, right? The Alchemist, sorry. I like it. It's good. It's sorry. I like it. But like I said, he gave me the CBN dab, and I now feel like I have no pain. Because I was hit by a tow truck on April 8th, 2013. And because of weed and weed alone, I'm now walking. I've been walked 6 months after I shot my doctor. He actually swore when he said, he said, "What the fuck?" I'm like, I stood up and like, "Hello, doctor, how are you?" And he's like, "Your leg's broken. How are you standing up?" I'm like, "'Cause weed." And back then I'm doing indica, which is a high CBN, high CBD strain, which is good for pain relief, which
Wow.
I am now telling you.
Well,
I had no
that's
pain.
great, J-Mac.
Fucking A, brother.
We do appreciate you sharing that with us and
You want another quick dab?
inspiring to other
I
people out there.
can't breathe right now, but I would love one. I would love one.
Make a smaller one, or do you want? Yeah.
That's small.
So yeah, there's all sorts of stuff to be learned here about marijuana and how it's affecting people and different strains, and there's so much that we're going to find out here, and it's going to be very exciting. Now, the theme of today's show is 2016, the year in review.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, thought it'd be a lot easier to review the year, just like it's only a week. So a lot of
Great year it's been.
yeah, a
Well,
lot
awesome year's
of
been.
lot of
So
stuff I
excited.
can remember.
I know. I remember the whole year. It's rare for me to say that. Must be the no alcohol.
Yeah, it's been a year of fucking winter though, eh? It's
All
been
year.
cold till today, just this day. Today it's like spring here in
It
Vancouver
warmed
again.
up today, big
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
So, those of you in the east who are freezing, yeah, like even
What do
last
you
week,
know?
even last week when it was cold, and that's by our standards, which is only like 2 or 1, and it even got in the -1, but it was cold for us, and people go, "Oh yeah, well the rest of the country, it's they're deep freeze," and you go, "Well, I don't care. I'm standing here and I'm cold." Know that somebody else is colder than me? I don't think it matters much. Yeah, like really.
No problem.
It's like when I was in Edmonton and it was -50, they'd say, "Oh yeah, but it's a dry cold." You go, really? You want to spit in their face and go, "It's not dry anymore."
Princess Pot, the Alchemist. Thank you so much for having me here tonight. One more thing. I don't think it sucks, but go Canucks go.
Right on.
Yeah,
Thanks, J-Mac.
All right, thanks, J-Mac.
it ain't gonna help.
It might.
No, not for
Yeah,
the
it might.
Canucks.
Come on.
Now, yeah. So,
Amazing how well that works. Like,
oh yeah, that's it.
take care, bro.
it
And like
it's
that,
helped them a
J-Mac's
lot.
out.
There you go. Like
That
really,
makes me really happy.
it does, and everybody should know, and they will.
Thanks to
That
guy.
means it's
you know,
420.
Happy
Woo,
420.
happy 420.
420
Thanks to
in the
crews
house.
like Roji Concentrates and all of these guys that are putting the time in and reading
roll
the
some more.
books and reading all of the stuff and studying. Thanks.
Yeah. Legalize it.
Shouts out.
Now, I'll remind you to visit Vancouver Seed Bank. We're downstairs in the back of Marc Emery store, 307 West Hastings. 7 days a week we're there, 6 till 8-ish to 10 some days. Check it out. But yeah, come on down, get some seeds. Vancouver Seed Bank has made some changes, so we'll be the only retail outlet down there. We'll be moving all the heritage and vegetable and flower seeds down there as well. So come on and visit with us. You can still check it out all online and do your mail order through there too. So lots of time Marc's in the house. Come on down and play and get all your needs filled in the cannabis world. Huh. And if you're ever in town, come see Kush Queen down at the Dispensary.
Come on down.
Which one?
Vancouver Pain Management Society, Commercial Drive. I'm there every weekend for 12 long, gruesome hours a day.
Holding it down.
I love it there. Come
And
visit
seriously,
me.
like it's a
I love
a
having
really
butter hoots with everyone
it's a
and
really
smoking
fucking
joints.
welcoming vibe.
I love when Al comes
You
to
can be a
visit.
complete stranger, walk
Jerry
in the
even
door,
came and
and
visited.
you'll
I did.
leave like with a whole new world of friends.
You will,
So
including me.
So, here was an interesting thing I came
Flourish
across. Here's an article that
shred it.
says 3 things that beginning
as you wanna
smokers should know about marijuana.
Beginning smoke.
Yeah, beginning smokers. So the authors of this piece, they visited Oregon, which is a state that legalized recreational marijuana recently.
That's right.
So they stopped by the Pharma Dispensary in Portland, and they spent an hour chatting with a guy named Jeremy
Queen's tapped out.
Plum.
Plum.
Jeremy Plum, who was recently voted
That's my
as
middle
Portland's #1 bud tender or
Oh.
expert marijuana curator.
Awesome.
Well, either way.
A
He was voted. They
he
have
was a
elections.
curator. Yeah. So
Like those coffee things?
See, I was thinking we should have dispensary games here and literally like test, like have a thing to test the credentials of not to pick on any dispensaries, but to raise the bar of education amongst the staff of dispensary workers.
Sure.
Eventually, we'll do that.
Yeah.
And literally like strain identification, bug damage identification. What kind of damage is this? Is this, spider mites? Is it thrips? Is it botrytis? Is it, all of that kind of
It's a
stuff.
good idea.
Well, Jeremy,
Fucking
who
rights, man.
is an expert marijuana curator, has already done that for us, right? Because
Yeah.
he's got 3 tips.
He's plumb taking care of everything.
Yeah. 3 tips for the first-time smokers. And he
here you
says,
go.
know your quality.
Oops.
And he said as a result of poor regulations and bad production, a huge quantity of cannabis has pesticides in it.
Yeah, well.
He's right. He is right.
Always has. No, it's not because of poor regulations.
No, but
It is because of bad production.
the amount of cannabis that's being produced is a lot more now.
So
That's true.
he
So-
suggests that you do interview the shop, the producers, and find out what their philosophy is related to pesticides and contaminants.
Yeah, if they have a "we love
Yeah.
pesticides" philosophy,
They're all
then
you walk
you might
in
want
and
to
they're all
reconsider.
wearing Dr.
Yeah.
Doom shirts.
So it's a
Monsanto written on like a big poster.
here in the legalized world it's a little trickier because before it was just that's all I got.
They actually,
You wouldn't
their
stand.
bags are
Your-
pesticides.
What's your philosophy
Pack
on
everything in the Kills Thrip Now bags.
in the alley down at Pigeon Park? I'm saying. So what's your philosophy on having
Philosophy on packaging that street heroin.
having more than one kind to
Are
choose?
you guys using
from?
rubber gloves when you're packing them into the dirty balloons?
But here's something interesting that this expert marijuana curator said. He said, get control of your experience. He said, a single hit off a pipe, maybe you're inhaling the equivalent to 20 milligrams of THC.
Which is fuck all.
20 milligrams of
Nothing.
THC, he said, in one puff,
Nothing.
right?
So puff deep and puff lots because 20 milligrams is fuck all.
It's not enough.
yeah.
You need
Listen
a
out.
sublimator.
Well, a milligram contains 1 million. Did I say that right?
Million.
1 million.
No, you didn't
1
say it
million
right.
nanograms.
1 million nanograms.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
So times 20,
It's 20 million nanograms.
he's suggesting that you're getting 20 million nanograms in one toke.
A single toke
Love
And
it.
has
then
the possibility of
you
delivering
jump in
20
your
million
car.
nanograms.
And you're allowed to have 5.
I know. That's a
And
little
you're
funny.
hopped
One
up on
toke.
20 million.
He's, hey? You're hopped
You're
up.
19 million.
She's high.
999,994 milligrams over the fucking limit, yo!
I am high.
Yeah.
So,
That is what
there's
did
the
it.
other end of the
That made me feel
spectrum
different.
for sure. So,
Karate
given
kick.
our previous calculation of each head,
Karate kick-ass
each
shit.
trichome head having 61 nanograms of cannabinoids inside it, would mean that I have just smoked in one toke 327,000 trichome heads.
Wow.
327,000 trichome heads. Think about that.
One
In
toke
a single toke.
on a pipe. Oh, I don't know what kind of pipe this guy's talking about.
It's a big ass.
Now,
That's
what
like
would
one big bowl,
what would the
man.
weight? What would the weight of the 327,000 trichome heads be? Roughly.
Well,
Roughly?
my face is red. I think we talked about this last week and promised to come up with the weight of a trichome head, didn't we?
Yep.
Huh. Anyone else do that in the chat? Not. But,
Well, isn't it 4 nanograms?
don't know. Never looked
I
it up.
could not tell you the weight.
I believe a long time ago we looked it up and it was roughly 4 nanograms was the weight of the average trichome head.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
4 times 325,000.
yeah.
That's like 1 billion fucking grams. No.
No.
Billion nanograms.
Yeah. Which would
It's
I
a
don't know.
lot. I don't
I'm
know.
lost.
We're gonna do the math on this.
We'll have
It
this
seems
figured out.
like a lot in one toke to me. But he is the expert. Right? Like really,
I
these
don't know
people are
about-
just
I don't
fucking
know about it.
blathering shit out loud
I
about
think so.
marijuana now.
I think that's where it's at right now.
Yeah, in Portland. So
A
you might
single
want to
toke.
avoid this pharma dispensary, it's called, because this guy doesn't know what he's talking about.
Do they ever? They never know what they're talking about.
No, very
I'm really
rarely.
not surprised anymore.
Some of
But
them,
he's the leader,
some of them
but
don't even
that's okay.
talk into their microphone.
Hi.
She forgot. That's
I'm
how high we like to be.
We like to be as high as we can get on the net.
Now,
Yes.
to follow
I
up
said
on
I would never say that, but I did.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
to follow up on that list is another list, and that is 7 ways to stretch your marijuana dollar.
Oh, I misread that. I thought it was 7 weigh-ins to stretch your...
Yeah, use the Wayans family.
And I was like, where's Damon? Where's like, there's no mention of any of them. The most misleading title ever.
well,
Headlines, don't listen to them.
marijuana ain't cheap.
My mind wandered after stretch.
So if you're
Of course it did.
if you're smoking more than 327,000 heads at a time, you'll
Yep.
want to conserve your weed because it's fucking expensive. And the first way to do that is smoke efficiently.
I am.
Right.
I'm going to consume 1 million heads.
1 million heads.
Million heads.
In a single toke. I would love to get Carl Sagan to narrate my session. Wouldn't that be great? Just a half-hour session, and there's no talking. It's just Carl Sagan narrating everything that's going on. He picks up the dabber. Now, a dabber, it's going on about what a dabber is, and then he goes into the molecular structure of stainless steel and how it, yeah. I'm
And
going
how
off
that
now.
came
Never
from
mind.
the
It's my
cosmos.
Carl Sagan story, not yours. Keeping it.
Yeah. He wakes up every morning screaming Carl's name. Now,
Never
the
got to
second
meet Carl
way,
Sagan.
second way you can stretch your dollar is wait a while before you smoke more. Wait a while before you smoke more.
Not an option.
I don't know how to do that though.
Yeah.
It's just it instinctively happens as soon as I finish a joint. Like, I just really want to roll another one.
But so that means smoke less. how to stretch your dollar is smoke less is what
I
they're
thought you were
saying. Wait a
supposed to
while.
smoke
So
more
that's
in
not
each.
really stretching your dollar.
No. Get a grinder, for God's sakes, and save your keef. For what? How does that stretch
The
your dollar?
real way-
You don't smoke the keef?
I'm just saying, the real way to conserve your dollar is become a grinder.
There you go. Change your name to Keef. Right?
My name's Keith McFadden,
I think they should
I'm
do
a
what
grinder.
everybody else does.
and I play one on
Figure out a way
TV.
to pay for their medicine. If you want
Or-
to consume more,
Store your
Work
buds.
harder.
Store your buds to last. So that's again saying, don't smoke as much.
Gotta grow your own.
It just
Fuck,
never-
have thousands of plants. Just open your closet door. There you go.
Thousands of plants in your closet.
Hey, I'm talking a big closet, okay?
One that's literally
understand the kind
it's a
of
house, and
closet.
you open the front door, and it's a closet.
yeah.
And then,
Yes.
yeah.
I like that. Oh, that just made me happy.
They're letting
I want that to
anyone
be
who
my house
wants to
closet.
write an article on marijuana, write an article on marijuana with the nonsense that they come up with. Here's the way to stretch your dollar. Grow your own outdoors.
There we go. Or
No.
indoors,
Yeah.
We're in a closet.
as big as a house,
As big as a house.
or a house as big as a closet.
But I'm going to
Throw away
smoke.
the shoes. You just find a new location. You never throw away the shoes.
That's right.
I can't believe I just read that.
You make a necklace out of them if you have to.
Well, they say wait a while before buying more shoes.
Really? That makes sense, because
Store
then you'd
your
have more money for weed.
Store your shoes to last.
no, they don't say anything about shoes in there.
nothing
Make
about
shoe
shoes.
oil.
No, idiots everywhere. Here's the guy that's not an
It's
idiot,
reefer
though.
time.
And that would be pod activist and former BC NDP leadership candidate and publishing author Dana Larson.
Cool.
He sent a copy of his book, The Illustrated Cannabis in Canada, The Illustrated History. He sent a copy of that. We showed it to you here way before he did this cool thing. We fucking showed it to you first. Yeah, way ahead of him. We were so far ahead of Dana. But
Oh my god.
he sent a
What
copy
is
of...
that smell?
Warlock.
Very nice. It was a good smell for those of you who can't smell.
Oh my god.
Spectacular
That smells
Warlock.
amazing.
Green Supreme, you might want to plug your nose for the Warlock here. But so yeah, Dana, who, if you don't know, is a pod activist and former BC NDP leadership candidate from BC. He sent a book. Which book? He sent that book. Well, yeah, we're pretty stoned. This THC, which is the active ingredient in cannabis, also known as tetrahydrocannabinol,
It's very active.
who is an activist from BC. Dana
feel a
sent his
little-
book
little
and a
left
gram
out.
of weed to every MP in the House.
I was
Every Liberal
introduced as
MP
Mike.
in the House. Is that what happened? To all the Liberals? Didn't send any. Yeah.
All of them, every MP, I believe.
Yeah. So that was fucking cool, I gotta say.
So everybody knows this substance as tetrahydrocannabinol.
Not everyone.
Well, yeah, I knew it as Mike.
Yeah.
Mike.
Apparently, I was
Call
lied
Joe.
to. Apparently, Mike didn't want me to know his real name, Mr. Tetrahydrocannabinol. Whatever.
How
Oh,
many
Mike.
mics does it take to get
Yeah.
you high?
Don't forget about Mike A.
Mike A, Mike V.
So apparently Dana did get a tweet back from one of the MPs.
I did. What? He did?
Yeah,
Is that in the article?
somebody showed it to me online. Can't remember. They were from Toronto.
What's
They,
And it went something like this.
they were the...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so cute.
And,
Wow,
Dana looked at it and he laughed.
And then started tweeting.
And,
I can't believe you could do that.
and it was
I talked
so
to birds
cool.
and all kinds of shit.
it was
That's
retweeted.
amazing.
It was retweeted.
It was retweeted.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yep.
That was the coolest tweet
Let's
I
hear
ever
it.
heard.
Was
Retweeted.
it retweet? That's what's going on?
No.
That's what's
No.
up? So this was retweeted.
I love this.
I love the sounds.
That's
Exactly what he said.
That's
That's
exactly.
exactly what he said. Can you believe he's doing that with his mouth? It's amazing.
Melissa
So-
thought that there was a bird stranded in the
close-
lounge.
she's like,
Came around the
"What's
corner.
going on?"
Yeah.
If you had just closed your eyes
My new
for
magic trick.
if you had happened to close your eyes for a moment just a second ago, she said, "Can you believe that he's doing that with his lips?" But
Wait a minute. What did I just fucking
Believe
walk
it, baby.
into?
what kind of place is this? But an MP,
Better is
an
not
MP
gonna
did.
Thanks, Dr. Clone, for that one.
But
She just read it out loud.
this is so fun. But one of the MPs did respond back on social media and thank Dana for the book and the gram, which they said which I have not smoked (parentheses) yet. So
Really?
yeah, that was MP representing the beaches in Toronto. I can't remember the name.
Wow.
Hyphenated name.
A liberal?
Get rid of the hyphenated name because no one can remember it all, right?
It's one or the other, right?
One or the other.
Can't
That's
have
right.
them both.
Was it a liberal?
Yes.
That is great. That's a great line. That's pretty clever.
So good on
Since it's
Dana
legal.
for putting that out there and causing some kerfuffle, and I saw no negative kerfuffle. so far.
There was an article in the Vancouver Sun that was like, that Dana Larson could be arrested for what he's doing.
Well, Dana said, he said, I don't think so. He said, I don't think any Liberal MP is going to call the police, and I don't think if they do, the police are going to come after me for a gram of pot.
Exactly. Not when they're selling it in storefront locations at 120 of them in Vancouver.
Yeah.
So I think he's probably okay.
No, what a fun guy, and good on him to do that.
Nate.
That's really awesome.
Nate Erskine
Nate
Smith.
Erskine Smith.
That's right. See, who could remember that name? All three names are like the last name.
Haven't smoked it yet. I love
Nate
it.
Erskine Smith.
Genius.
And then even hashtags legalize it.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
See, now we got the politicians on our side. It's done.
Oh no.
Nope.
It's not
Right?
done,
No, the
Jeremiah.
fight
Don't
has just
be
begun,
foolish.
Jer.
Yeah.
The fight is just beginning.
Jean Chrétien, he was, you
Let
know,
him be excited
No.
for a minute, guys.
What about
done back then, wasn't
You
it?
just look like a little boy on Christmas morning. And you have to rip it away.
G.I. Joe.
well, that's
You don't trust these liberals, you mean?
that's not what they think in Scarborough
never would
Rouge
lie, would they?
River. Scarborough. outside
Rouge
of
River.
town.
Rouge River is they're fundamentalists over there. They're known as the Rouge River Fundamentalists Association.
The Rouge River
Association.
fundamentalists. They,
RRFA.
yeah,
Yeah.
they have the reddest cheeks.
Ruffa. They did that very
Yeah,
red
the
River
Arfa.
bunch, eh? Now,
Known
Their
as
mascot is an angry dog.
no, Sharon Kerr, she lives there in Scarborough, and she's an upcoming trustee running for the trustee in the
I
by-election.
don't trust her.
I don't trust
No.
her at all.
Now, but Sharon, she's heard concerns. She's heard concerns
Oh,
She
I
doesn't
love
have
those
any
sources.
of her own, but
She's
she's
heard
heard some
concerns.
concerns.
about federal Liberal government's promise to legalize recreational pot. And she, Sharon, has been going door to door campaigning for her seat, and like it's for fucking district school board. The topic came up and it became evident that something had to go out. She said, mother of two, we need to put students first, and parents don't want marijuana being sold anywhere near their kids' schools.
oh
So
good
she's
gravy.
putting a petition together. Now, she came to this conclusion after speaking with her husband and two children who are 18 and 21, as well as other parents. They came up with a 500-meter no marijuana zone. Her and her fucking husband and two kids and a couple
Very
other
scientific.
parents came up with it.
I'm gonna make
what
a
it should
ham.
be.
We're all gonna have ham, and then we're gonna go out and measure the neighborhood.
Oh, God.
Yep.
Basically,
it's very
that's
scientific.
how it
And
happened.
that's fucking right. That's how it happened. And they all came home and they had ice cream and apple pie.
This is how they, make all decisions in
And-
government,
right?
essentially.
We didn't even have coconut.
It's like, yeah,
Wasn't
me and
even
my
coconut.
sister were
Fuck is going on,
Losers.
Sharon?
Total
And
fucking-
they're-
in Scarborough. This
And
is,
they vow, she's out there door to door vowing to get 1,000 signatures.
You and your Rouge River Fundamentalist Association.
She's gonna get.
That's how they-
Harassment. You can't
that's how
do
everything gets done in
door-to-door
that town.
shit anymore.
Yeah, don't come to my house. Text me.
Call or
Don't
text,
even
WhatsApp me. You
No,
can't fucking come to
don't
my
call
door.
me.
What the fuck?
Jeez,
This is
Snapchat me.
2016.
Yeah.
No solicitors.
Snatch chat me or whatever that is.
Just
Snatch at me that pussy.
So, yeah. Yo.
That too.
Yeah.
fuck.
So there's
show is
that
crazy.
portion of the show. Now, like what the fuck? She's out there trying to get 1,000 signatures. As of Sunday, she'd already had more than 200.
Woo!
Sharon, like really? Come on. Do you think that you and your husband and two kids, 18 and 21, get to fucking decide anything? Or should
500
even
meters.
go out there? And that 1,000, you get your stupid 1,000 signature? Who the fuck cares? 1,000 people. Come on.
Scarborough, that's the whole place, isn't it?
That many get shot in Chicago in the fucking summer. So, No, I'm not gonna say it.
It's just ridiculous.
Yep, that petition's
It's
going
absolutely
places.
ridiculous that
It
these
is.
people in there fucking. What the fuck do you know, Sharon? You heard about something,
Yeah.
right? And it does go on. She says there's enough challenges in life as parents,
Yeah, so,
right?
so just deal with those.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
Because
with-
what
You already got your
what
plate
that
full, it
tells
sounds
us,
like.
Sharon, what that tells us, Sharon, is that you're going to be taking on a pretty, more than you can handle, and your parenting is gonna slack. Your parenting
Think
is
of the
gonna
children.
suffer.
don't vote
as
for
a
Sharon.
consequence
Children,
of you
please.
taking on this,
The
because
children.
there's more than enough to do with your parent.
Yeah.
All of the parenting you have to do, there's more than enough to do. You don't have extra time, Sharon.
The
Just take care of your family
Yes.
here's-
And leave ours alone.
and leave ours alone.
That's right.
You don't want your
Have
kid
this
there.
family and
How does it make a difference? The kid can't walk 500 fucking meters? Like, it's going to be that big of a difference if it's close to his school or not? Like, how hard is it
Children
to walk
don't.
some
well,
meters?
kids have a lot
They
of
don't
energy.
walk.
They can walk way more than
They
500.
They don't walk
I would
anymore.
say they'd even walk a kilometer.
But let's
Oh, kids run away, hop on a bus, fucking.
there's
500
nothing
meters
wrong
isn't
with
very
you.
far, so
Just saying.
to walk,
So-
that is.
Here, she went on to say, what the petition says partly is that it should be prohibited to sell legally available marijuana within a 500-meter perimeter from any Toronto public or Catholic school. So there's big uproar that people don't want it.
Just
They want
public
it-
schools and
they
Catholic
want it
schools.
closer to the Catholic schools.
Well, why
They
is she
want it.
discriminating against the other schools, the other privatized schools?
Jewish schools doesn't matter. Hey,
It
Montessori
has the
kids will
exact
be.
What's your
opposite
beef?
effect.
What's your beef, Sharon? And we're not saying there's
What's
we're
your
not saying
What's your beef?
we want to oppress you from going and measuring your neighborhood. We think you should be able to have as many family outings as you want to measure your neighborhood. But you shouldn't oppose those measurements on everybody else.
That's like us saying that you shouldn't be able to go further than 500 meters from your house.
She probably shouldn't.
'Cause you're
You,
crazy.
because you're nuts. Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
it has the
And-
exact opposite effect anyways, because if they would open dispensaries everywhere and people could get legal marijuana where you had to go in and you had to be 19, well then the kids wouldn't be able to get it. It's in the school now. It's closer than 500 meters to the school. It's inside the school. That's where they buy it from. They're buying it from their friends at fucking school. So it's
And
already there.
Not anymore. It'll be forbidden in those 500-meter zones.
Except, you just go to the
Not on
kids.
Sharon's watch, Jer. At least not in
Right.
Scarborough. At least not in the Rouge River area.
Right.
No,
Not in that district.
Somehow
So-
she'll be able to see in every nook and
No,
cranny
no.
at the exact
The
same
kids, you
time.
can hear it now. The kids will be saying, "Dude, you know where I get some weed?" And he'll go, "Man, I'm homeschooled. I got lots. Hey, I don't go to school."
Yeah, there's no.
Yeah, there's a
Exactly, this was-
dispensary across the street from my house. No, kids will. It doesn't matter, Sharon. Come on, nobody's gonna vote for you now that you open your mouth, anyway, and that you
Just
bothered
kept a
them.
lid on it.
That you bothered those people with your petition and knocking at their door. So, yeah,
Tell her she should just switch her whole thing to be Uber. She should just support Uber as a thing. Get off the whole marijuana thing.
I don't
You
know.
know,
Oh, yeah,
that'll
and
make you a popular
it's
candidate.
totally based on.
Or maybe she can be like, I don't know, like a Yelp person.
Or
And find a new
sure.
hobby.
But here's
No,
here's
Yelper.
one of the
Yeah,
things.
get-
Yelp over there.
Get on Etsy and make some crafts or
There you
something.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In her
Sell crack
statements.
on Etsy.
Decorations.
Go pin it, you know? Do whatever you like.
Sell crack on Etsy.
But here's something
Yeah,
of a
sell
little.
crack on Etsy.
This
Away
part of it
from the
was more
schools.
disturbing, though. So, but in the article, Sharon, all of her quotes about why she thought that it was a danger to society, she quoted the newspaper and TV articles, TV news things that she's seen.
Where else
It
is she gonna
said
get her
in the
information
Toronto
from?
Star that it was this way. Global News said, and this was her whole basis.
Global News
No
said.
shit. This was her whole basis of fucking a presentation on why anything should be anyways, because she saw it on the news. Sharon, fucking stay at home.
She's actually known in the Rouge River district as secondhand Sharon, and it's because she doesn't have any news of her own.
hand me down.
She's like, oh, I heard. There's a lot of talk that it's gonna be detrimental and blah blah blah, and I don't know.
Sharon's
she's
Yeah,
just
let's go over to Sharon's house and listen to see what she has to say again.
She'll be at your door if you don't.
Fuck off.
Allegro,
Sharon.
come on in for dinner.
Allegro, slow down.
Staccato, you get away from your brother now. Come on. Oh, we have so many fun
Coda.
stories.
Poor Coda.
The musical. Now, here's another thing, but it sucks
caught up in
because
gang life.
the media here in Canada are being fucking idiots around this now. They are being fucking jerks, I gotta say, because they're all going, me, and they were fucking whining about every aspect of legalizing marijuana they can think of, right? And because Harper had them strapped to the floor for all those years, wouldn't talk to them, now they're going berserk every time we want answers right now about everything. What about you not getting the 10,000 Syrian refugees? They're just going on and on about that. Hey, how does that reflect on your other promises? And you want to say, go talk to Stephen Harper. Why don't you go ask Stephen Harper those questions? Shut the fuck up. And they're doing this with marijuana. Here's another one. Fucking Toronto Star and these conservative pricks at the fucking Global News. They're really fucking... Here's the big story. International treaties are a concern before the feds can legalize marijuana. Like,
No, they're
really?
not.
The
Nobody gives a
UN?
shit.
The UN convention? What the fuck?
It doesn't do anything.
No, the UN's useless. What, are they going to attack us? Ooh, white tanks are going to be rolling up and down the streets, not shooting at you, unless you shoot at them. So we'll have them here for years. They will never shoot at them. They'll just be here for years.
Yeah, it sounds good. Something to climb around on, so we can smoke weed on them.
No, dude, the UN.
Trying to shake you off. Back and forth.
The UN's going to come down on you as hard as they did on Colorado.
Oh yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah, exactly.
Huh? Do you forget about those states that have just legalized marijuana out from underneath the very conventions that we signed to? The exact same one.
Or how about numerous countries in South America or
What a
Mexico?
stupid pinhead way to write an article. Like, you're just making shit up to write about it now, other than saying, okay, why don't you fucking go find out what marijuana is? Why do you do that?
Yeah.
That'd be kind of fun. Instead of you doughhead fucking journalists going blah, blah, blah about shit you know nothing about. Absolutely
Isn't it
nothing
laced
about.
with? Don't they put that fentanyl in it? They lace it
That
with
was
the
fucking
Fenties.
hilarious, man. That was so funny.
Another big article about the fucking wild dangers of shatter. Other than the fact that some people still are using butane and blowing shit up, shatter's no fucking different than anything else. Shatter is marijuana. The leaf isn't. Huh? We just took the leaf away. That's all. The leaf didn't get me high anyway. If you guys want the leaf, you can have it. But
Yeah. We'll just keep the
nobody
shatter.
else does. We'll just keep the fucking shatter. So on and on they go about it. And here the person who wrote the article, a senior staff writer at fucking Global News, Janet.
Must be a senior.
Yeah, like really, fucking check nothing. Just regurgitate again that it's 80 to 90% THC, which, if you didn't know,
Mike, you mean? Mike?
Mike, his name Mike.
80 to 90% Mike.
Yeah. Right out of the gate, Janet says this with no proof. No, you go, how the
80
fuck?
to 90% THC. Okay.
Like, so what? Al's got some fucking
on.
THC here that's that, and I'll tell you, like, you don't,
Give me a second.
you certainly don't get any higher. It's
Yeah.
different and funner.
All
This
right,
stuff.
there's not much left in here. This is about 95% activated THC distillate. Again, made by Roji Concentrates.
Kush Queen, don't breathe in. Don't breathe in while he's got that.
It's really amazing.
Now
Like,
it's 90.
the leaps and bounds. The leaps and bounds.
We're all dead.
Local extract artists are making every month exponentially it's crazy. It's really crazy.
Now, I smoked some this morning. 2 times.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Ain't no. I'll tell you, there ain't nothing wrong with it. But
Here, take this.
No, but it's not like some
It's not-
horrific.
no,
oh
it's
my
not
God, it's
like-
gonna.
not like you
Ready?
get dizzy and fucking. You get
Go
a
hard.
beautiful, nice, euphoric feeling from it. You get fairly invigorated and feel good. You feel gooder than you felt before.
Honestly, the CBN gets me way higher. Way more with the CBN.
So it's all just drivel out there about the potency of shatter, and hardly anybody fucking is responding
almost
to it
pure
like
molecule.
that. Don't they get it?
Yeah.
For thousands of years, people have been separating the mics from the fucking leaf and gathering it together and calling it hashish. How come that wasn't 90% THC? The only reason that it's shatter is
That
because
was actually about 40 to 60%.
the only reason that it's shatter, though, is because these pinheads used a vile substance like butane to get the fucking mics off the leaf that we didn't want in there, so they had to go and get these machines that would potentially get it out. So it left the substance looking like that. They didn't do it because it was the best way to fucking prepare a smoking substance of marijuana. No. So,
And really
How-
the
what?
shatter craze at least in Canada blew up when the weed market dropped. When the price of cannabis bottomed out and it was like $1,000 a pound, guys were sitting on sometimes 100 pounds from 3 harvests ago that they couldn't sell.
Yeah.
You know, and that's like.
So they got together.
So they were like, how the fuck can I make this shit smaller? And it's like, well, you know, they see what people were doing in California following the trends and stuff, and they just downsized their product. And that really kind of sparked the shatter craze in Canada. And
the glass people also helped advance that, right?
For real,
By
the-
making
yeah, the glass
rigs
game.
and the fucking the nails and stuff like that became more accessible and easy to get and use. And the kids,
the evolution is just like.
and the kids, the
this
new
whole
kids to
recycling.
the block, it would scare their mom too. No matter what their mom smoked before, this is scaring their mom. So that's part of it. You need that part. So, and I don't know. I smoke it all day long. It ain't no different than anything else, let me tell you. Really, I'm not smoking this shit to fucking fall on my face. All right, I smoke it all day long to at a certain rate, I guess. And then Al comes and visits, or Green Supreme sits down, and we go, wow. That's different, but still continue to do business and function as normal adults and fucking carry on, but still. So, I don't know. Of course, I'm talking to the choir here.
No, like
So what
literally there is
there's a
about
choir over there.
20 feet away over here to our left. There's a full choir. If we do have time, they're gonna bust into a rendition. I don't really want to ruin it, but
This is this is the same boys choir that Al was on vacation with or partying.
In
you know,
Vienna.
all through.
these are
That's right.
These are the boys.
these
He's
kids.
gonna get up on there actually.
These
right up
kids
there.
are fucking nuts, fucking nuts. They're like
Both.
all these kids did. The 8-year-olds were the worst. They were like so high on cocaine the whole time. No, for real. These little bastards, they can get away with anything, and they know it, right? All
Both.
kicked out of the fucking Vienna choir.
Both public
So they're hooked
and
right up,
Catholic.
you know. Yeah.
Well,
Crazy little bastards. But yeah, there's going to be a really cool version of it's a Paul Simon tune.
huh.
Skittles.
Well, here's an unexpected result of legalizing marijuana, or is it unexpected?
Or is it?
In Denver, zoning rules are sending. In Denver, zoning rules are sending marijuana businesses to poor neighborhoods. Denver officials just noticed a troubling pattern in the location of the city's marijuana businesses. An analysis found that companies with pot licenses in the city where cannabis use has been legal since hey? Mostly are in low-income neighborhoods with high proportions of ethnic minorities. Oh my God, this is troubling.
This is troubling.
So troubling a pattern. It's a troubling pattern. Just 3 of those neighborhoods account for about a quarter of local marijuana-related facilities.
Hey, Jared Mizzle.
Jer.
Residents in those neighborhoods are complaining about the smell of the grows, and they say they worry about crime and youth.
Oh, fuck.
Right?
The children.
But some opponents of legalization had feared this would happen.
Did they?
Yes, they did. Strict zoning laws have been implemented for marijuana facilities by the state and city. Under those strict laws, marijuana businesses are not allowed to set up in residential or mixed-use neighborhoods near schools or child care centers. That mostly leaves industrial and commercial areas where more poor minorities happen to live. Now,
What's wrong with that, though? Whoops.
40% of the low-income areas' land was eligible for dispensaries, while in the wealthier areas that fell to 29%. Right? 29% also anywhere where there wasn't a minority. Really. Like, it's fucking sad, these people, how they think. Right? Now, it was the strict regulations that actually drove them into these neighborhoods where they had no choice but to go there anyway. Yet, I think the city and state officials, they must have known that that's just the only people who live there are the minorities, for fuck's sakes. Just like all the gun stores and all the liquor stores in the United States are located in those neighborhoods too. Right? Now,
Not to mention the coffee shops.
Oh, yeah, they break it down too, into fucking white population and different populations. I think, holy fuck, man. Another study found that the whole situation there is racist as fuck.
Yeah.
And that's your problem, people, is that you're racist, not anything else. Goofy nonsense. Oh, a troubling new trend is something we created. Really is what they did. They said a troubling new trend is something we created. They forced marijuana dispensaries to be in those neighborhoods, and now you're going, oh my God, they're all in those neighborhoods. They're twisting and turning like it's fucking sad, these people, the way they're trying
They're
to...
looking for angles.
Oh my God, it's just
Constantly
pitiful. The crap they're coming up with and angles they are trying to... It just goes on and on. Here's another new one. Now you can buy kosher marijuana.
Yep.
Right?
Blessed by a rabbi.
Yep. It's called Gefilte Kush.
Oh my goodness.
Oi.
Yeah, the medical marijuana community, a company in New York, has received kosher certification on their oils and capsules and will be dispensed with a stamp of approval from the Orthodox Union.
That's so funny. So that means it's actually blessed by a rabbi.
Rabbi Menachem.
It's rabbi approved.
Rabbi Menachem Ganak,
Yep.
Chief Executive Officer of the union, said using medical cannabis products
That's
recommended
interesting.
by a physician should
That's
not be
really
regarded
interesting.
should not be regarded as a chet, a sinful act, but rather as a mitzvah.
Yeah.
So medical marijuana is to be regarded as a mitzvah. Mitzvah is an order from God, a commandment, if you will, not to be ignored.
No, it really is.
You
Well, why
cut
did
the
God
skin
make
off your
marijuana?
penis because it's a mitzvah. You be fucking smoking weed. Every kid get out there and you start smoking weed. Soon as they
God said
cut
so.
the skin off your penis, I think you should be allowed.
Jehovah.
Well, that's
Huh? Yeah, it's a mitzvah. Not a right.
The
For-
mitzvah immediately follows the bris.
It does. But me, I'm not going to smoke any because, I don't know, kosher's a little too salty, a little pickly for me.
I don't know, man.
Eh? Too pickly.
I'm
It's my
down.
favorite.
I'll smoke that shit.
Kosher Kush.
Actually, I've tried some good phenotypes of the kosher.
Well, here's another new strain that's come out in Toronto. The Canadian Compassion Dispensary in Toronto is selling the Rob Ford Kush.
Oh.
Huh?
The RFK, yo.
Yeah, man.
Yo, man, we got that RFK.
The Kush cross with like the green crack and
They're really big buds, but they
Right.
taste like shit.
yeah. This weed's so strong it'll make both you and your brother look like buffoons.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
These buds are sweaty, hyperactive assholes.
Yeah.
And they're poorly dressed.
Sure makes you sweat.
Yeah, exactly. Sweaty buds.
So,
Overweight, sweaty buds.
yeah, pretty funny. Of course, that they get it more in Toronto. They love Rob Ford in Toronto, but
Oh, yeah.
they're in Toronto.
They'd elect him king if they could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, man, I would vote for that and sit back and watch the show.
oh yeah,
King Ford.
King Ford, let's fucking do it.
Oh no.
Well, maybe we'll have King Trump in the
Yeah.
States, and you can
Him
have
and-
King Ford up here.
You'll get
That's
Donald
like,
Trump.
what a great show.
Rob
Let's
Ford will run for
televise
prime
that.
minister next time, and they'll just make him the
Oh,
king.
it's a shit
That
show
could
in the
be
United
Pot
States.
TV's breakout, like real mainstream breakout show.
King Ford.
King Ford.
Oh, that's a good idea. Fuck Ford Nation. Just call it King Ford.
Yeah.
Well, it's a fucking shit show in the United States. I gotta say.
That's gonna be the
watching
follow-up show.
CNN in the last couple of days. CNN is just having. It's so much fun to watch that these last couple of days.
Oh,
The
they're
stuff
going-
that Donald Trump says and the stuff that Obama says about gun control. They're going fucking berserk. They
Yeah.
don't. They can't come up with graphics fast enough for this shit, right? They can't.
They've
find,
outsourced the graphics.
Yeah, they can't
They got
find.
the guys. They have a sweatshop in China working 24 hours a day on graphics.
Just, like,
They
Yeah.
put the
they've
call.
actually made a deal with North Korea to produce graphics.
Yeah.
Yes. That's why their coverage is so biased against North Korea in favor
So-
of them.
North Korea, they're sitting at home watching CNN, going berserk. They go, "Hey, we're not in this." So they go, call them, tell them that we just blew up a hydrogen bomb. So they did. That's all over the news this morning that North Korea fucking blew
Oh, yeah,
up a
huge.
hydrogen,
Hydrogen
bomb.
bomb?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No
What?
shit.
Yeah.
didn't
North
see
Korea
that,
did
wow.
H-bomb testing.
H-bomb
Oh,
testing.
well, that's good.
And then came out and flat out said they did it.
hydrogen. 10 times
what
bigger.
was it?
than-
It's just a giant bomb.
yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they feel bullied or something. I can't remember what their statement was, but it was like
So they asked a few scientists this morning on the news, and they went, "Yeah, I don't think so. The blip wasn't big enough."
Nah.
They said
So they
it,
just
at
make
most of
shit
it's
up.
a nuclear test, but
It's like Wag the Dog. What were they trying to distract from that was actually happening?
well, they couldn't tell us because they couldn't find an expert on hydrogen bombs who looked like a supermodel in Time, yeah, right?
or who was still living.
Yeah. Sad shit. And then yesterday, Obama, he's crying on TV. Although I cried with him, quite frankly. And honestly, I did, because he was talking about fucking kids dying in his country at the end of a fucking gun all day long. And he wants it to stop and get people to,
Yeah.
it's just fucking a nightmare.
They should have some
so.
gun control.
Oh,
And what he's saying isn't that bad. He's saying people on the no-fly list can't get guns. Well, that's probably okay. Like
It's maniacal.
It doesn't
It's
really
fucking
sound like that big of a
nuts.
fucking change to me.
But here's the thing: the right to bear arms.
Until you're on the no-fly list because you mouthed off to a stewardess.
They always come back.
well,
They
you
always
shouldn't
come
be
back to
mouthing off no
defend
stewardess.
themselves.
Well, you remember you got into an argument with one of the stewardesses.
I did.
That there was actually a dude,
I got
a
an
British
argument with a
Airways
steward.
Steward.
What are we getting a fight
one of the
about?
yeah. I can't remember,
Maybe I got put on the no-fly list.
but the guy was being a prick because they can.
Yeah, I think I do remember something like that.
Yeah, because they can. But that could have escalated so quickly.
That's true.
To the point where they would have, sir, because they keep saying the minute they're trained. The minute you like question them about something, they say, "Sir, calm down."
Well, that's a
Yeah.
different.
That's literally their response to.
That should be reformed
It's
too.
like, well, hey, how come you guys just skipped? Like I've asked 3 times for my meal, you guys skipped me. Can I please? Oh, sir, calm down. Please, sir, calm down. Sir.
Yeah.
Sir.
Yeah.
And that's literally the progression without you
Don't ever
even-
hit that
it's
button.
Fucked.
Don't hit the
Yeah,
button
no,
to
no.
call
Man.
them.
They drive you
So
crazy.
yeah, the no-fly list. I don't know
I don't like it when someone
about
tells me
people
to
not
calm
being
down.
able to obtain a weapon just because they're
That'll
on a
fucking
no-fly
make you
list.
angry.
Well,
I
it's
get
easy to
very
get on a no-fly
Very
list.
wavy.
And
Quickly.
I don't think that's the
Yeah,
problem
things-
either.
things
It's not that
get pretty
you're never going to be able to
pretty
stop this
fucking
shit.
fast.
Okay, but here's the
It
thing
doesn't matter
about
how many people are on the no-fly list. It's not going to stop the gun
Here's
violence.
the thing about the gun violence, though, is that the reason at the heart of it all is for me or them to be able to defend themselves. But in not one of these fucking mass killings that goes on
that's
did
Mr.
one of
Cliche.
them pull out their weapon and take these fuckers out. Not one of them had a gun on them, was pulled out a gun and shot the guy who was shooting all the kids. No one did that. They had to wait till the police got there. This guy shoots himself. Like, really? Not one of them. So your right to bear arms to defend yourself is a fucking lie. You're stupid and you're fucking violent, racist motherfuckers. Like,
What's
get
the
with
answer
it.
then?
Get with it. To stop making weapons. Just put these fuckers out of business. What do you need them for? You don't need them. You don't need them. There's no reason to have a fucking handgun. You want to go to the range? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but
There's a
what
lot
about
of things you can't do.
if you
There's
lived
too many
in a-
people dying.
if you lived in LA or something and you're walking around on the street all the time and everybody else has a gun?
So what? You're not going to pull it out and do anything if he opens fire. So why are you even carrying it?
Well, that might be true.
Then the only people that got him are people that aren't probably going to shoot you. They're
That's
going to
probably
shoot
true.
somebody else.
For later, okay?
Ooh, she's slipping candy in my pants.
It totally was an accident, but it landed right in his
Candy
pants.
pocket thingy.
That's what I'll tell Rose. No, it was totally an accident.
I swear,
I think
Rose.
statistics would probably be on your side.
Here's another horrible statistic: is
Green
2/3 of the
Supreme.
gun deaths in the United States every year are from suicides. 2/3 of the gun deaths. That's fucking. There's 30,000 people a year getting killed by guns there. Every year, 30,000. That's about to surpass traffic fatalities.
And there's a mass shooting every single day of the year, essentially, when you balance
None
it
of
out.
And
these
this is a really interesting statistic. All of the gun deaths, 100% of the gun deaths are caused by guns.
Wow, that's whoa,
And
that's
bullets.
mind-blowing.
Shocking, shocking
How
statistics.
come that's not on the front page of every newspaper?
So sad. So that's
That's
why
like Nancy Grace type shit.
That's why I shed a tear
hurting our
along with
children.
Obama. Because there's people who actively stand up and fucking don't want to change that. They actively fucking stand up and go, no,
Bullet control.
we don't want to do that. You go, really? You don't want people to start killing themselves? Has more to do with mental illness than guns. Well, yeah, but still.
I don't know. Lots of countries have guns, but the U.S. just shoots them more.
Yeah, there's something, I don't know. I don't want to get into it. And of course, this excludes anybody who is in the chat who's from America.
Yeah, the chat's talking about it.
Unless you're trembling with a gun pointed at your fucking monitor right now.
The thing is, since there's so many guns out there, I don't really think they should be taking them away from people. I'm not really sure
No,
about
it
that.
should be just. I don't know the answers either.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong to the right to bear arms.
Yeah,
In
I think they should. have
in their
that.
Constitution, it was there from the beginning, and there wasn't all of this gun crime.
Yeah.
Well,
They've
yeah.
but there was.
We have guns in Canada.
At one
We
time,
don't shoot
probably
'em.
I wouldn't even have doubted if every family, because right in the beginning of the days, I wouldn't even doubt if every family had owned a gun at one time in the United States, and there
Well,
wasn't
yeah.
all of these gun deaths.
When you needed it to shoot pheasants
Well,
and
it was
shit.
just a way of life, right?
Now
And-
you live in
and-
fucking an apartment in Manhattan. What do you need a gun for? You shouldn't have to need a gun.
What if somebody
in
breaks
that-
into your apartment?
I
Well,
know,
see,
but this is not where
this
you.
is the ideology: is that
This is where it's
the
escalated
right
to.
to bear arms goes hand in hand with your right to defend your property. Now,
But you're renting.
but no, in the United States,
It's a
in the
rental.
United States, when they strip them of those guns, it's not going to be long before they move in and start taking everything else. Like,
Well,
now
this
we're going to
is
take
the-
your homes away. We're going to take, and
This
you
is
Hunter S.
can't
Thompson
defend
loved
this
his
is the
guns.
slippery slope.
So
the
I
the
kind of
NRA
understand
is
that.
on.
Like in Canada, we technically can't even defend ourselves.
Why should the government be allowed to have them if we can't?
That's one thing for sure. But
Well,
in Canada, let's say somebody breaks into
As
your
long as
house.
we're responsible
you know?
with them.
So somebody breaks into your home in Canada, and you
I Gretchen them.
you stab them.
Yeah.
You're going to jail.
Yeah.
You're going to jail.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have the right to defend your property in Canada.
No.
At all. You don't have the
You
right
have
to
a-
defend your home.
You have a right to defend your person, though.
No, you don't.
Your person, yes.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do.
No
You
way.
must-
People get
you
into
just
fights
can't
all the
un-
time where both parties end up in jail.
Can't
There's
un-
guys that get
That's-
attacked who end up stomping the person that attacked him into a coma
Here's
and
a
end
case,
up
for
going
instance,
to
though. Say you weren't at home and you set up a trap in your house, and a guy came down the chimney
Can't do
or
that.
down the
Can't
thing
do
and
that.
hurt himself,
Fortification is
he could
illegal.
Sue you.
Fortification
Exactly.
is illegal.
Yeah. But if you're in your home and the guy
No.
comes in there, you
No.
can stab him.
No, you can't.
As long as it
No, you
was in
can't.
self-defense.
No, you can't. Here's a case.
You can John Gretchen
Winnipeg.
them.
When we were
can
kids,
stab.
I grew up with some pretty badass kids, and they used to go do B&Es all the time.
Yeah.
These kids went to go do a B&E. It was on Inkster Boulevard. And they went and they robbed this dude. He was like a scuba instructor guy. And he was like a super like gnarly fucking like, Florida fucking like crazy spearfishing kind of guy.
Yeah.
And they went in they went in and they broke into this guy's house, and he came home. Stabbed this guy in the face with a screwdriver. Buddy goes under his bed, grabs a machete, cuts Richard's hand off. Buddy goes to jail for 18 months for cutting Richard's hand off because they were minors, bro. You can't tell me that. You can't fucking defend.
Because they were minors.
No, he was in his house defending his life, dude.
that's a specific
They
case.
attacked him. They were stabbing him in the face with a screwdriver. The whole side of his face, he had stitches going from his chin to his forehead, and he went to jail. So did they. They
that's
went to
some
jail
fucked up
too.
shit, though.
They went to jail too, but he
Well,
went to
that
jail
shit-
for
that's
fucking.
wrong.
You can't defend yourself in Canada. You can't.
Well, I'm
They
not so
want
sure
you to
about
run
that.
away and call the police.
What
That
about,
is your first line of defense in Canada. You
John
cannot
Gretchen's
defend yourself.
old lady smashed a guy when he broke into their place.
What's that?
John Gretchen's wife fucking smashed a guy in there when he broke
probably
in. She
could have
didn't-
pressed charges. Because on the grounds that they have ample security
John
and they
Gret-
have...
he choked the guy out there on the street too. That's what I do as a Gretchen. Anytime anyone breaks
But
into
yeah,
my
it's
place.
you can't defend yourself.
Well, I think there's special cases.
Well,
Well.
it's left up to the judge, but guaranteed it's still going to go to court. It's still going to,
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, case by case, right? But
Yeah.
on the grounds that it's illegal to defend yourself, so it's left up to the discretion.
It's definitely
of the,
not like
of
it is
your-
in the U.S.
You know?
In the
Well.
U.S., you can shoot somebody's ass if they're in your house.
The best defense is a good, good defense. A good defense. A best defense, I suppose.
Definitely.
A good offense.
The best defense is the best defense.
Yeah, I would think.
Yeah.
I'll defend that.
The best
That would be the
defense
best
is on the
defense.
winning team.
Okay, we're gonna get out of here. But here's the last. Here's the last headline. After a study, Georgia is the third least likely state to legalize marijuana.
The third less what?
That was the headline.
Third
After reading the study,
to
they
legalize.
came up with this: that Georgia is third least likely to legalize
Did they tell you
marijuana.
who's second or first?
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's all right.
they tell
Why
you
are
the
they
whole.
third? So,
But it's
who are
third.
the other two?
It's third. Well, first
Texas.
of course is Alabama and Arkansas.
It's Arkansas.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now, here's what they said. The study was based on a review of marijuana laws and penalties for possession in each state. So that gave them a certain ranking of how harsh they are against marijuana.
You think
Now-
Atlanta would be all about it?
Oh, no. They ranked third after Alabama and Arkansas. Now, listen to this, though. Here's the fucking weirdest thing after I read it a few times. Coming in fourth was Idaho, followed by
course.
Indiana,
They should have been
Kansas,
first.
Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, and Wyoming.
Yeah, that sounds all like backwater shit.
Yeah.
That's what that says, Wyoming?
Yeah.
I never knew what that said.
So, but here's the weirdest thing about that, is that after their study and they positioned them, they ranked them all, this
You are
came out
so
alphabetical. This came out in alphabetical order.
Alphabet.
Alabama,
that's pretty-
Arkansas,
It's pretty organized.
Georgia, Idaho, Indiana, Kansas, Oklahoma, South Dakota, Tennessee, Utah, and Wyoming.
What in the hell? It is. It is. Is that a mistake?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't think that's a mistake, Jared.
That was the most
I think
bizarre
that's well
thing.
planned.
Yeah, that's
Wow.
going to be on that show on TV. They will
That's
be
like
investigating
spooky.
the fucking secrets of America. Why they're
It was
alphabetical.
aliens.
I'm still
It's got to be
You're
aliens.
still
or Wyoming.
Wyoming.
Istanbul in the chat.
Why?
Yeah.
Oming.
Istanbul's in the chat.
Wyoming.
Yeah. Black
What's going-
Dog.
What's going on?
Cool.
What's up, Black Dog?
Well, really.
Oh, now he's calling on my phone, too.
All right. Well, now that Black Dog's here, let's get out of the house. Eh? That'll be it for us. It is 5:20. Happy 5:20.
Happy 520.
All right.
We're outta here.
see you,
That means it's 420 somewhere in the ocean.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for everybody joining us. I know we went overtime and just rambled today, but
Oh yeah,
I don't know,
that's
ramble.
what this show's about. Thanks for tuning in to listen to us ramble, improvised ramblings by the three of us,
Improvised rambling, nothing quite like that.
comedic attempts and improvised ramblings.
We promise very little else.
That's all we promise.
But yeah, thanks a
very
lot
little
to
else.
those who joined the chat. Nice to see your colorful names. Hope you had fun.
They are
and
pretty colorful.
those people watching that didn't join the chat. I don't care if you had fun or not. No, you would have had fun. You could do anything. You didn't have to chat. You don't have to type. You could be doing anything.
Here's the chatters.
Anything.
Absolutely anything.
So yeah, good to see your faces and names, and thanks to Jeremiah for being here. Look for his show coming up on Friday.
Yeah, yeah.
And Mick
up,
Man's
guys?
in the house on Mondays,
was a fun
Redbeard
show.
Saturdays.
Always fun.
I was on Redbeard
Watching
show
you
last
guys.
Saturday in the chat.
Nice.
I saw you there. That was
Gave away
great.
some seeds.
I'm really high now. Jeez.
Yeah. Canadian Giant won those seeds actually.
Woo!
That was fun. And
What's Giant growing? What kind of seeds did he get?
I think we might have sent some Mazar or pure Mazar from right from the fucking valley.
Right from the valley. Oh yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
So that'll be fun. Maybe we'll hear about those someday. And right, thanks to Al, the Alchemist, for
Thanks for having me.
schooling us on THC. which
Thanks to Roji Concentrates for kicking down, because as you can see, it really helped. It
They
really helped
seem to.
JMac, man.
they seem to know that THC is the active ingredient in marijuana.
Mike.
The
THC,
mic is the mic.
previously known as Mike or Michael,
Michael. Yeah, when
the
his-
active
when his
ingredient
mom was
in
calling.
cannabis.
THCA is known as Michael.
And thanks to Kush Queen, too, for putting up
That's
with
Jimmy,
our
the inactive
nonsense for
ingredient.
this long.
He's the
I love
inactive
being here and
ingredient.
putting up with
That's
your
Muhammad.
rambles.
She does.
Jimmy and Michael.
We love having you. And
I'm
And
still
CBN.
rambling as I
Kush
speak,
Queen is
actually.
planning a trip to Wyoming.
Wyoming.
That's what it is.
Wyoming.
Spell it.
Wyoming. Wyoming.
we look Fort Collins or featuring Collins.
She thought it was somewhere in China.
Phil Collins.
Phil Collins, yeah.
Wyoming. That's
So,
all I
yeah.
thought it was.
Yeah.
Come see us sometime. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Marijuana Man. Peace and pot.